Hey guys, welcome back for another video. What we're going to do today is we're going to look over all of our Tuesday MLB baseball games, and we're going to completely break down all these matchups, a look at the rosters, a look at the starting pitchers, and try to predict the outcome for every single game today. We're going to also look at the best bets, who's going to win, who's going to lose, the money lines, the spreads, the over-unders. If you're a baseball fan, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We're going over every game every day, and we're also looking at all of the off-the-season football news. That's NFL, college football, draft coming up, spring football coming up. There's a lot going on in the world of sports. If you're a sports fan, if you're a baseball fan, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, by all means, drop them below, and I will respond to every single one of them. We have everyone playing today. We have 15 games in total, so let's get started running through all of these matchups. The very first one we have kicking things off at 1:10 p.m. We have the 6-4 New York Yankees versus the 6-4 Detroit Tigers. Right now, the Yankees, they've lost 2 straight. Tigers are starting to play some pretty good baseball. The Yankees on the road here, 39.5% chance to win this game, and the Detroit Tigers, a 60.5% chance to win this game. The Detroit Tigers are actually going to be the Vegas favorites today. 1.5 run favorites. The over-under here is 7.5. The Tigers, they're minus 175. The Yankees are plus 145. When you look at this Yankees lineup, they can score a lot of runs. They live by the long ball. Yes, they lost yesterday. They lost 6-2, but still, they're averaging 8.4 runs a game. They're hitting .285. They have no issues getting guys on base, but when they need some crunch time hits, they got to get some crunch time hits. Their team ERA is 4.37, and for the Tigers, they're averaging 5 runs a game, hitting .269. Their team ERA is 4.25, so the pitching matchup actually looks pretty consistent there. Looking at our starters today, we have the veteran Carlos Carrasco going for the Yankees. And I'll just be honest here, that scares the living daylights out of me. He's not the pitcher he used to be. He used to be a really good pitcher. His last good season is probably 2022 with the Mets. As of right now, pretty much every year, his ERA is like 6-7 right now. Yes, he's capable of having a good start. That's the way that veterans are. They can have a great start, and the next game they can get shelled. But him starting here just doesn't look good. He doesn't have the stuff that he used to have. And right now, Detroit's going with their best pitcher, Skubal. He went 18-4 last season, 2.39 ERA. Right now, it's 5.91. But still, he's a strikeout pitcher. He's only had 2 starts, so you know he's bound to rebound. So as of right now, I have to go with the Detroit Tigers winning this game. I do think it'll be kind of close here. I have them covering the spread, and I'm going to go with the over. And then our next matchup in the American League, this game's going to be at 4:10. We're going to have the 2-7 Chicago White Sox. This is a team that lost, 121 games last season. They're not off to as bad of a start this season, but they are off to a very bad start. They'll be on the road here versus the 3-6 Cleveland Guardians. They were all off yesterday. Right now, the Sox on the road, 43.7% chance to win this game. Cleveland has a 56.3% chance to win. Cleveland is the favorite here. 1.5 run favorites. The over here is 7.5. The White Sox plus 170. Cleveland right now is minus 205. The White Sox, they're having issues scoring some runs, but so is Cleveland. So when you have a game that could potentially be really close, it could potentially just come down to who scores runs in that very last inning. That's who's going to take this game. Right now, the White Sox are averaging 3.6 runs a game. They're hitting .211. The team ERA is 4.02, and they only have 3 steals to their name, but so does Cleveland. These are not very aggressive teams on the base pass. Right now, Cleveland are averaging 3.8 runs a game, hitting .221, and their team ERA is 5.09. So no doubt the White Sox have the edge starting pitching so far. Looking at the matchup, you have Shane Smith going for the White Sox. It's very hard to call a pitcher who only has 1 career start to his name. This is his rookie season. He has 1 start. Solid start. Cannot complain. 5.2 innings so far. 3 strikeouts. 4 walks kind of scares me. That's almost a walk per inning. And he's not a strikeout pitcher. And then you have for the Guardians, you have Lively going, Ben Lively. Right now his ERA is 6.75 for his career. It's 4.59, so he also has some control problems. He's also not a strikeout pitcher. This game could honestly go either way. It's one of those coin flip games, at least for the Guardians. Jose Ramirez playing really good so far, hitting .320, 4 home runs. Benintendi leading the way for the White Sox right now. He's hitting .290, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. I'm going to go with Cleveland winning this game. I could see I'm honestly thinking like a 6-4 type game. So I have them covering the spread, and I'm going to go with the over. But this is one of those games I don't particularly like it. This next one's going to be a really good game, and it's a really good under-the-radar pitching matchup. At 6:40 p.m., you have the 4-6 St. Louis Cardinals versus the 4-7 Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates are at home here. They have a 53.4% chance to win this game. St. Louis, a 46.6% chance to win this game. St. Louis, they're scoring runs, but they're losing games. Right now, they're averaging 6.9 runs a game, hitting .299. No problem getting on base. But their team ERA 4.72. They got to get their pitching staff under control. That would definitely help them going forward. For Pittsburgh, they're averaging 3.2 runs a game, hitting .197. Their team ERA is 4.98. So both teams having overall pitching problems. That should not be a problem today, technically on paper. It's going to be a really good pitching matchup. Right now, Pittsburgh, 1.5 run favorites. The over in here is a very low 6.5. You have St. Louis, they're plus 115, and Pittsburgh is minus 135. The pitching matchup. Sonny Gray, the veteran going for the Cardinals, career 3.59 guy, usually a very consistent starting pitcher. As long as he's not starting for the New York Yankees, he usually has a very consistent performance. He's usually very easy to read. But Pittsburgh, they have their best pitchers, one of the best young pitchers in baseball, Paul Skeens going. He went 11-3 last season, an under 2.5 ERA. This season so far, 12.1 innings, 13 strikeouts. His ERA is 1.46. It's very hard to pitch against that type of performance. That's why Pittsburgh is technically the favorite. But can the Cardinals and that offense, Herrera, Donovan, they do not have a bad offense at all by any means. Where Nolan Arenado goes, that's where this offense goes. I'm going to go with the upset here. I hate saying it because I think Pittsburgh has the better pitcher. It's just, will they be able to get enough run support here once he's no longer pitching in this game? I have St. Louis winning this one in a very close one. So I'm going to go with the plus 1.5, and I'm going to go with the over, like a 3-5 type game. I think technically, if I had to pick, St. Louis might have the better bullpen right now. Even though it's not good, it might have the edge over Pittsburgh, and that's what gets them the win. And then in the American League at 6:45 p.m., we have the 6-5 Toronto Blue Jays here versus the 6-5 Boston Red Sox. Both teams representing the AL East. The Blue Jays took the first game 6-2. We did have them winning yesterday, so that did work out. But this is going to be a tough game here. Props to the Blue Jays, though. They just re-signed Vladimir Guerrero. 15 years, $500 million. Good for the team, good for the fans, good for him. Right now, Toronto on the road. Both of these teams fighting for placement in the AL East early in this season. Toronto, though, they're going to be the heavy underdogs here. Only a 25.8% chance to win this one, whereas the Red Sox, 74.2%. It is so lopsided, it actually scares you to where things are setting up to where there's the potential upset here. Right now, the Red Sox favored by 1.5 runs. The over-under here is 7.5. Toronto, they have a lot of pop in their lineup, but the bats have not gotten going consistently so far this season. They're only averaging 3.5 runs a game, hitting .257. Their team ERA is 4.21. But you know the potential's there for them to really go off. Springer really leading the way so far this season, hitting .455 through the first 2 weeks. Right now for the Red Sox, they're averaging 5 runs a game, hitting .254. Their team ERA is 4.15. They have 13 steals. They will get aggressive on the base pass. Looking at the pitching matchup here for the Blue Jays, they have Easton Lucas going, also another hard pitcher to read. He only has one start in his career, and it was actually his last start. 5 innings, 3 strikeouts. So you have a younger pitcher going against a veteran, Garrett Crochet. Right now, a 1.38 ERA. He is a strikeout pitcher, had 220 strikeouts last season. So far this season, 13 innings, 12 strikeouts. Even though the ground is laid there for the Blue Jays to get the potential upset, I'm going to go with the Red Sox to cover the spread as the favorites, but I'm actually going to go with the under. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. And then moving back to the NL at 6:45 p.m., we're going to have the 9-3 LA Dodgers versus the 4-6 Washington Nationals. The Nationals putting up some fight here. The Dodgers have actually lost 3 of 4. Is it time to panic? No. Absolutely not in 0-A. This is baseball. It happens. It's a very streaky sport. Dodgers 8-0 start, and then now they're 1-3. No reason to panic. Everyone calm down. Right now, the Dodgers on the road here. 60.6% chance to win this game. Washington, a 39.4%. The Dodgers are 1.5 run favorites. The over here is 8.5. Vegas sees some points being scored. The Dodgers are minus 180. The Nationals are plus 150. The Dodgers, when you look at this lineup on paper, when you look at the pitching staff, starting pitcher, relief pitcher, closers, this is the best top to bottom team in baseball on paper. Yesterday, they may not be playing that way right now, but it is there. It's 162 games. We have a very long way to go. Right now, the Nationals, so far they've actually put together a strong season. They are almost a 500 team so far through the first 2 weeks. The Dodgers are averaging 5.2 runs a game, hitting 229. Their team ERA is 2.48. One of the best pitching staffs in baseball, and they have a great bullpen to back it up. The Nationals 3.8 runs a game, hitting 226. Their team ERA is 4.78. They're going to have to score some runs here. When you have an opportunity to be aggressive against the Dodgers, you have to take it, especially when you're at home. The pitching matchup, you have Justin Robleski going for the Dodgers. You haven't seen much of him. This has bullpen game written all over it. Brad Lord for the Nationals making his first career start here against the Dodgers. That's going to be tough. He is at home, so that will help him, but we know those Dodger fans are going to travel. They're going to pop up everywhere. This is going to be a tough game for him. It's going to get turned over to the bullpens for both teams early. Due to that, the Dodgers have the better bullpen by far. I have the Dodgers winning this one, covering the spread, and I'm going to go with the over here. The next game we have coming up at 7:05 p.m., the 6-3 LA Angels versus the 4-5 Tampa Bay Rays. This is a very, very difficult game to call here. I could see this game going either way. This is one of those coin flip games. You can make a case to why the Angels win it. You can make a case for why Tampa Bay wins it. That's personally why I don't want to go anywhere near this game, but the Angels on the road here. 40% chance to win. The Rays a 60% chance to win. The Rays are the favorites at home. 1.5 run favorites. The over in here is 7.5. The Angels, great start to the season. Will they be able to keep that up over the pace of 6 months, over the pace of 162 games? I don't necessarily think so, but you have to play well when you're playing well. Things have gone great so far for the Angels. Props to them. They are exceeding expectations so far. Right now, they're averaging 5.1 runs a game, hitting 234. Their team ERA is 4.5. Tampa Bay, kind of a sluggish start to the season. They're averaging 3.8 runs a game, hitting 256. But what's keeping them in games has been their starting pitching so far, 2.97, and that is good enough to win any of these games. Right now, the Angels, they have the veteran, 35-year-old Kyle Hendricks going for them. Right now, his ERA is 3. This has been a consistent pitcher throughout his career, but he's 35 years old. He's not the pitcher that he used to be, but he was never a strikeout pitcher. He was always a control and command pitcher. And for Tampa Bay, they have the young stud Shane Baz going. This is a guy who had a really good season last year. So far, he's off to a great start. A 0 ERA, 6 innings, 10 strikeouts in his first game. When you have a young pitcher pitching like that, you can win these type of games. That's the case for Tampa Bay. The case for the Angels is they've won more games, they're averaging more runs, and they have a veteran pitcher going. I hate to say it, I'm very split down the middle, but I'm going to go Angels winning this game, going with the plus 1.5, and I'm going to go with the under. I do think it's a low-scoring game. And then moving to the NL East at 4:10 p.m., we have the 5-5 Miami Marlins, who have been a very competitive team this season, playing their second series versus the Mets. The Mets took this one yesterday, 2-0. The Mets right now, they are at home, 7-3. They have a 63.2% chance to win this game. The Marlins have a 36.8%. Because the Mets are so favored, again, this is one of those games you'll want to keep around. Whenever you're that favored, there's always an upset brewing. Right now, the Mets, they're going to be the favorites. They are 1.5 run favorites, and the over-under here is going to be 7.5. And looking at the Mets, they're going to be minus 275. The Marlins are plus 225. Those are some crazy numbers there that Vegas is putting up. Right now, Miami, they're averaging 3.7 runs a game, hitting 238. It's been the pitching keeping them in this game. They have a team ERA 3.81. The Mets, they're averaging 3.7 runs a game. They're only hitting 197. Outside of those first few hitters, they're really not getting any production from their lineup. It's been Lindor, Soto, Alonso. That is it. That's been leading them because what's their saving grace here? Their team ERA, first in the major leagues, 1.91. So far, pitching was the big question this season, but that's been their foundation so far. Those bats, they've been silent, but we know they're going to wake up because when you look at this team on paper, this is a top 5 batting order in all of baseball. If they can get the batting going with the pitching, this is going to be a very scary team in the National League. For the pitching matchup, we have Connor Gillespie going for Miami. Right now, he's made 2 starts in his career. He has not disappointed at all, a 3.6 ERA, and the Mets are going with Clay Holmes. He's only made 2 starts so far this season. He's been a relief pitcher throughout his career. He's actually been playing very well as a starting pitcher, 9.1 innings, 10 strikeouts, a 2.89. He's not going to be a guy that's going to go long. 4 to 5 innings, that's going to be testing his arm, but he just has to pitch a good first 4 to 5 innings, and he sets the Mets up perfectly. They also have the number 1 team bullpen ERA, so this team is ready to go. I'm going to go with the Mets winning. The Mets score some runs. They cover the spread. I'm going with the over. This next game is probably the best pitching performance game of the entire day. At 7:15 p.m. on TBS, I will be watching this one for sure. If you are awake, make sure to watch this game, even if you're not a fan of either team. This is going to be some pitching. We have the 7-2 Philadelphia Phillies. Both these teams were off yesterday versus the 1-8 Atlanta Braves. Do not judge the Braves by that 1-8 record. Some people were picking them to win the World Series this season. Once they get going, they are going to get going. Their last game got rained out, and then they were off yesterday. The Braves, a 57.6% chance to win this game. Phillies a 42.4%, but the Phillies are the Vegas favorite. 1.5 run favorite. The over in here is 6.5. Right now, the Phillies, they are even. The Braves are minus 120. This is going to be an interesting game. This is a straight 50-50 pick-em matchup. You have Zach Wheeler going for the Phillies, one of the best, most elite pitchers in baseball. 1.3 ERA, 13 innings, 18 strikeouts so far this season, only 2 walks. He's giving up a walk per game. This is an elite pitcher, a top-of-the-rotation guy, versus a Cy Young guy, Chris Sale, going for the Braves. Yes, he hasn't pitched great so far this season. That doesn't worry you. He's a veteran pitcher. When he is on, he is on. Right now, the Phillies are averaging 5 runs a game, hitting .268. The team ERA is 3.22. Atlanta, they're averaging 2.7 runs a game, hitting .193. Awful start to the season, but do not judge them by their first 2 weeks. Their team ERA is 4.36. This is a game. It just depends. This is going to be a pitching duel. Who's going to give them the most run support here? I want to go Phillies because I love me some Zach Wheeler. I love him. He's a great pitcher. But I'm going to call upset here. I'm not going to bet on this game because, like I said, it's a pick-em game to me. But I'm going to go with the Braves getting the upset. Chris Sale hasn't had a good start yet this season. I have him performing today. The Braves win it, and I'm going to go with the under, like a 4-2, very low-scoring game. And then at 7:40 p.m., we have the 8-3 Rangers playing the 8-5 Chicago Cubs. This is a really good game. Rangers finally lost yesterday. They lost 7-5 to the Cubs. Cubs got that win. Right now you have the Cubs with a 62.2% chance to win this game at home. The Rangers a 37.8%. Cubs are the favorite at home. 1.5 run favorites. The over in here is 7.5. You have Chicago coming in here. They are minus 160. The Rangers are plus 135. Texas right now, they have a great batting order top to through 1 through 9, but they have not gotten the bats going, but they have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball. We know when DeGrom came back. When you added him with Eovaldi, this is going to be a really deadly starting rotation. Once they get those bats going, this team's going to be very dangerous. They're going to be a team that can get back to the playoffs. For Chicago, one of the great surprises this season, so far they're averaging 6.4 runs a game, hitting .246, 16 steals. Team ERA is 4.59. For Texas, they're averaging 3.3 runs a game, hitting .192. Their team ERA, a very low 2.93, and they also have 14 steals. Both teams very aggressive on the bases. You have the Rangers with that deadly starting rotation. They're going to be going with the veteran Patrick Corbin. He's not been the same pitcher the last 4 seasons, but still, he's a veteran guy. He knows how to win these games. He knows how to get his team back in the win column. Texas playing great baseball. And then you have talent going for the Cubs. This is the guy for his career. 3.59. He's pitched in a lot of different places. He's been successful in a lot of different places. I'm going to go with Chicago continuing to roll. They win this game, cover the spread, and we're going to go with the over. In our next game we have at 7:40 p.m., we are going to have the 3-7 Minnesota Twins taking on the 5-5 Kansas City Royals. The Royals won this game yesterday 4-2. This is going to be a very competitive game. Right now the Royals a 53.5% chance to win this game at home. And then you have the Twins right now who have a 46.5% chance to win this game. KC, 1.5 run favorites. The over in here is going to be 7.5 runs. Right now Minnesota, they're plus 110, and KC, they are minus 130. Minnesota, they are one of those teams, both teams, not bad batting orders by far, but Minnesota, you got to get the pitching staff under control. This was a team a lot of people had making the playoffs so far this season. Harrison Bader, great start to the season, 3 home runs. He's hitting .296. Wallner hitting .303. Right now, they're only driving in 3.9 runs, hitting .198 as a team. They got to get that batting order going, and their team ERA is 4.96. Not the best start to the season. Red Baldelli, you're on the hot seat. You got to get this team back on track. And for KC, They're averaging 4 runs a game, hitting .238, and their team ERA is 3.39. You have Pablo Lopez going for Minnesota. Last season, 4.08 ERA, went 15-10. He's one of their best younger pitchers. And then you have Cole Reagans going for KC. He has a lot of buildup, a lot of hype, but he only has 2 starts to his name so far, but they've been really good starts. 10 innings, 13 strikeouts. He's been able to keep things under control. I'm going to go with the Twins getting the upset win here, going with the plus 1.5, and I'm actually going to go with the over here. Then at 8:40 p.m., we have the 5-5 Milwaukee Brewers here visiting the 2-7 Colorado Rockies. Rockies having a really rough start to the season. Right now, the Brewers 58.9% chance to win this game. Colorado a 41.1% chance to win. You have the Brewers as the favorite on the road here. 1.5 run favorites. The over in here is 9.5. Vegas definitely sees some runs being scored. The Brewers are averaging 4.2 runs a game, hitting .231. Their team ERA is a massive 5.97, one of the worst in the major league so far, and very tough place to pitch in Colorado. Right now, the Rockies are averaging 3.3 runs a game, hitting .240, and their team ERA is 4.27. Only 4 steals so far this season. They're basically stealing one base every 2 games. That's not going to cut it right now. Looking at the pitching matchup, Freddie Peralta going for the Brewers. This is a really good young pitcher. Last season, 12-10, 3.38 ERA. This is a guy who can pitch in Colorado. A very successful starting pitcher versus Kyle Freeland going for the Rockies. A very high career ERA, and the Rockies just don't have much going for them. If this game turns into a bullpen game, you obviously have to give the edge also to the Brewers. I have the Brewers winning this one on the road, and I have them covering the spread, and I'm going to go with the over. And then in the American League at 9:40 p.m., one of our late ones, we have the 4-6 Houston Astros. Not a great start to the season versus the 4-7 Seattle Mariners, who a lot of people had them playing a little better at this point of the season. Right now, the Mariners at home, 51% chance to win this one. Houston has a 49% chance. Both teams are struggling to score some runs. This could end up being a very low-scoring game. Will not take much to win this game, and you have 2 really good pitchers going. Right now, the Astros on the road, 1.5 run favorites. The over in here is 6.5. Houston, they're averaging 3 runs a game. That's really bad. They're hitting .216. Pitching has been good, though. Pitching's been solid. Their team ERA is 3.78. And for Seattle, they're averaging 3.2 runs a game, hitting .213. And their team ERA is 4.58. Looking at the pitching matchup, you have Valdez going for Houston. This is the guy they want on the mound, getting things back on track. One of the best pitchers in baseball when he's pitching good. Right now, 3.75 ERA, 12 innings, 13 strikeouts. And then you have Seattle's top pitcher going, Luis Castillo. Right now, his entire career, he has not had a season over 4. His career ERA, 3.55. A very consistent pitcher. He has 12 innings so far, 9 strikeouts. Not a strikeout pitcher, but you don't have to keep the ball on the ground, turn that into outs, turn that into double plays. This is one of those games, obviously, with a Seattle 51% chance, Houston 49% chance. People are practically split down the middle. This game could go either way. It's going to be kind of a game that is in no way lopsided, but I'm going to go with the Astros to win it on the road. I'm going to go with this is one of those games I could see like a 5-3 game. I could see a 4-3 game. I'm going to go with them covering the spread, and I'm just barely going to go with the over, but I can definitely make a case for the under as well. And then some AL versus NL at 9:40 p.m. on the MLB.com. We're going to have the 5-6 Baltimore Orioles visiting the 5-6 Arizona Diamondbacks. Which team can get back to 500 first? You had a very close game yesterday, but you had the Diamondbacks losing that one 5-1 to Baltimore. Right now, Baltimore, they have a 44.9% chance to win. The Diamondbacks have a 55.1%. The Orioles are the Vegas favorites, 1.5 run favorites. The over in here is 9.5. I can definitely see why it's 9.5. This game has high scoring game written all over it. Right now for Baltimore, very good lineup, a lot of pop to the lineup, but coming into this season, what they were going to struggle with was going to be their starting pitching. Right now, they're averaging 4.7 runs a game, hitting .263, but their team ERA is 4.71. Arizona, it's going to be worse than that. Right now, they have no issue scoring runs. Last season, they could score runs. Pitching was their issue last season. So far, it is still their issue this season. But one thing they have going for them is it's probably going to get better as the season goes on. They're averaging 5.8 runs a game, hitting 261. They have no issue scoring runs. Their team ERA is a massive 5.07. Once you start getting into the fives, that's really bad. Right now for the Orioles, they're going with the Grizzly veteran Charlie Morton. This guy's 65 years old. He's been pitching forever, but he's been consistent throughout his career. Last season, a 4.01 ERA. So far this season, it is very high. 9.72, 8.1 innings, 13 strikeouts. But you know, when you got a veteran going, they are always due for a good game. And for the Diamondbacks, they have Kelly going. Right now, his ERA is 10. So both these guys have 10 ERAs. That's why it's going to be a high-scoring game. Just flip a coin. That's who's going to win. It's going to be a home run bonanza. But I have the Diamondbacks winning this one at home. I have so I'm going with the +1.5, and I'm going to go with the over. And then moving into the NL at 9:45 p.m., we're going to have the 4-7 Cincinnati Reds versus the 8-2 San Francisco Giants. What a start for the Giants. Right now, the NL West is extremely competitive. Right now, the Giants 53.8% chance to win this game. The Reds have a 46.2% chance. The Giants 1.5 run favorites. The over in here is 7.5. You have the Reds, they're +110. The Giants are -130. Cincinnati really struggling to score runs. They've been shut out, 3 or 4 times this season? They went 35 straight innings without scoring a run. Yes, it's early in the season, but that's very concerning to go that long without getting a run period. Right now, they're averaging 3.9 runs a game. They're hitting 210. Pitching's been solid, though. 3.41 ERA. A lot of people had them being competitive in the NL Central. The season is young. They can completely turn things around. Pitching's been great. As long as your pitching's good, you just have to wait out the batting order to get those bats going. Right now, San Francisco, they're averaging 5.4 runs a game, hitting 238. Their team ERA, very low, 2.85. Right now, you have Lodolo going for the Reds. Young pitcher, hasn't pitched that much so far, but he's been solid so far. I'd say his ERA is about 4.2 to 4.5 every season. And then you have Rupp going for the Giants. He doesn't have very many starts to his name. This is one of those games that could go either way also. It's a very late game. Giants, though, the more consistent pitching staff, they've been able to generate a lot more runs. They are at home. Flores, 4 home runs so far. I'm going to go with the Giants winning this game, covering the spread, but I'm going to go with the under in this matchup. And then our final game at 10:05 p.m., the 9-2 San Diego Padres. They won yesterday. Again, the NL West stacked top to bottom. This is a very good team. This is a playoff team. They'll be playing the 4-7 Athletics. Right now, San Diego on the road, 63.4% chance to win this game. The A's have a 36.6% chance to win this game. San Diego, 1.5 run favorites. The over in here is 8.5. Right now, San Diego, they're -150. The Athletics, they are +125. San Diego, Machado, Tatis Jr., so many weapons in this lineup. They're averaging 4.6 runs a game. Merrill playing well. Right now he's hitting 378. Tatis is hitting 381. They are hitting 285 as a team. 18 steals, 2 steals per game. Their team ERA is 2.76. They can score runs. They can be aggressive on the base paths, and they can pitch. And then for the A's, they're averaging 4.1 runs a game, hitting 238. Their team ERA is a very high 5.66, but all that you have to do is win this game. Right now, the A's have Jeffrey Springs going for them, and San Diego's countering that with the veteran Dylan Cease. 29 years old, last season 3.4 ERA. For his career, he's 3.5. He's a strikeout pitcher. He's going to line him up. He's going to strike him out. 10.2 innings so far, 14 strikeouts. We have San Diego continuing to roll here, winning this one, covering the spread, and we're going to go with the over. Maybe like a 6-3 type game. So that's our picks. That's our predictions for all of our MLB games we have coming up for Tuesday, April 8th. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, drop them below, and I will respond. Thank you.